league for two wild guys throwing out spicy ideals on fantasy football. Welcome back to the Dynasty Football Maniacs. Trust at your own risk.
So I'm really pumped. This is going to be our first draft of the year. This is a dynasty. This is going on its third year. So far, we've had a different champion each year. It's been exciting. Today, we're doing our 7-round rookie draft. Yes, I said 7 rounds. Why do we do 7 rounds? This is an IDP league, and we are loaded. So when I say we're loaded, we got a lot of positions. I mean, we have 2 DLs, 2 LBs, 2 DBs, 2 IDP flex, a quarterback flex, then 2 flex on top of that for offensive position, which is wide receiver, running back, tight end. Then you got a tight end, which we do have the premium tight end in our league, which is a 1.5 for each reception. But we also have a premium for punt returners. A lot of people goes, whoa, punt returner primary. But there's a reason behind the punt returner thing. It gives it like more of a chance to get someone off the waiver wire. It gives you a chance to excel if you're having problems finding someone. I'll give you an example. We do a point. It's what, 0.33 every yard. Yep. So it sounds like a lot. So you could end up having like a Turpin or somebody getting number 2 or number 1 spot, but it doesn't happen every year. So it's not always happening. So, for instance, last year, very well, punt returns. It's a gamble. It's not a guaranteed. Since the position is swapped out yearly, you never know what's going to happen. Meaning, if the guy might return a lot or he might not, it just depends on the player they put in that position. It also matters if they play like any of the players. Like if they do any on-field playing, like if they're a defensive back, they're on the field for that position too, or they're on the field for offensive side for wide receiver, it helps out on their points, which makes them look like they're scoring extraordinary. But in reality, they're not. There's that day you could play them and get a big fat 0, playing just 0, and more than once. Since 2021, only one player in the returner ever really scored higher than all the other wide receivers. And this year, there was a guy that placed second, which was Turpin. Usually, it's wide receivers that will score the highest. Defensive backs will do well too. There's running backs out there. Who was the running back last year? Was it Dallas? I believe was the main running back last year for punt returners. He did really well.
Turpin was our guy.
Yeah, for wide receiver, but I'm talking about running back positional. He was up there too. Normally he wouldn't be because he's not a starting running back, but he ranked in the top 10 for running backs due to the fact that he was doing punt returns. There was a defensive guy the year before. There was a defensive back, as I mentioned. He did the same, and it helped him out. So the reason why leagues will do that sometimes on punt returns, adding points like that, is just to kind of help out for waiver wires. I mean, when you're playing a deep league like we're playing, where you got 25 bench, you're starting over 11 offensive players, and plus you're starting almost 8 defensive players, and then you got 6 IRs and then seven taxi spots. I mean, the waiver wire is thin. So what helps when you get a bonus to a punt returner is when you do that, there's players that would never ever be up in them top positions, and you never know who they are. Some do it repeatedly, and some don't do it at all. I mean, some do it one year, and that's the only year you see them. It's not an everyday thing. Turpin had a very good year last year. Year before he did it, I mean, he did decent, but he wasn't no top 10. And then the last guy that did it that was actually ranked number 1 was Barrios from Miami. You remember him?
Nope.
See, I mean, so it just tells you how that goes. Now he's like a 36-year-old wide receiver. I think he's still even on the draft list. But since then, he's never got in the top 50 again. So it's a gamble. But what it does do is it helps out teams that are struggling through the year and they happen to see someone out there doing well. You go ahead and pick them up and they help you through the rest of the year. They're just not a guaranteed. You're just a overnight fly. We're getting closer to our draft. Our draft's going to be starting in about 9 more minutes. So we're just going to kind of talk a little bit about football, fantasy wise, and the league. And like Austin's been in this league with me for the last 2 years. I'm in one of his leagues, which is going on its fourth year. So he's got the oldest senior league, but they all have their little neat things about them, and different people playing in each league, and it's fun. Just the whole idea of us doing this. I like the IDP fantasy league that we play where it's not a redraft every year. And the reason why I'm starting to enjoy it more, it's to me, yeah, the rookie drafts are a little bit overwhelming because if you don't really know who to pick, it's kind of hard. It really depends on what times you pick them. Like we're picking a little early right now, so there's a chance you could pick a player that ends up on a practice team or getting cut. Even in the first round, you're not always guaranteed a job. And most likely, your one-on-one's got the job, but there's been cases where they only had the job for 6 days, so or 6 weeks at least. So on that note, it's not always a guarantee.
No, it's not.
But it's still
It's
fun.
it's not, but like you said, if the 101 winds up not getting the job, then I don't even know why they chose them to be the 101.
Yeah. I want everybody to know I can't see the number, but I'm trying to wear somebody's number today proudly. Defensive player, 33. Can't see that. Here, I gotta stand the hell up. There we go. Give a little respect to Jack Sawyer out there. He is on the Pittsburgh team now. And boy, he did a lot for Ohio State last year. So I thought this year the guy's jersey I was going to buy was his. I mean, I have Cardell Jones, number 12, and I have JSNs, and now I have Jack Sawyer. So that being said, I don't know who I'm going to buy next year, but I can tell you he's a wide receiver.
I already knew you were going to get him.
Yeah, I got to buy him.
I would think
I
it would
actually
be.
came close to buying Will Howard. I mean, and I could still do it. I might go out and buy it just to have a Will Howard jersey. I mean,
Nah, you better get the receiver first. If you get Will Howard before him, I might even come and slap you.
well, I had to give Jack Sawyer his respect this year, so I definitely wanted to buy this shirt. And this will be the second time I'll wear it, and I think after this day I'll probably frame it. So I had to wear it one day to work just to show everybody the shirt, and I work in an office, so it ain't like it's going to damage it.
Yeah,
Then I
yeah,
neatly
that's
put it
true.
up, and I said I'm gonna wear it one time for the show, and I'll probably lock it up in a little like thing just to keep.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting closer to the draft, so this is gonna be interesting today. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't get to pick any in the first round. Ugh. So
Oh yeah, you traded it out of the first.
I made a big trade right before the draft. I had the 102. I picked up Garrett Wilson and Caleb Williams for the 102 in the future 2026 pick. And I think that's a pretty good draft, pretty good swap. And also I got a fourth rounder in it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good deal, especially if you're. That's a deal that you're trying to win now, but obviously you're looking towards future because, especially with Caleb, since he's still on his rookie deal and he's still got some promise to show. Garrett Wilson's obviously really good talent. It's just, I mean, the only thing you would really have to worry about is if Justin Fields decides to run the ball with it more. But
Yeah.
you know, I think it's still overall a good deal, regardless.
Yep. I think it was. Yeah. This is a little early for me to record. So if I'm not in the living room or doing my thing, they're like, where you at, Daddy?
Well, I guess since you ain't got a first round pick, you can watch me pick in the first round.
Yeah. So I'm looking at this. I got the 15th pick, which is 202. And then I have to pick the 28th pick, which is 302. then the 306 32nd pick, and then 312 38 pick. Yeah, I have three rounders in this draft, which should help me out some. The 502 I have is a 54 pick, and then the 505 57, and then the 602, which is a 66, and then the 701 is 77, and then the 702 78. Looking at your dream list, Austin has the 5th pick, the 6th pick, the 11th pick, the 12th pick, all in the first round. Then he got the 18th pick in the second round, then the 31st pick in the third round, 44th pick, which is the 405 in the fourth round, and then the 407, which is the 46th pick in the 407 slot. And then he don't pick nothing in the 5th round. He picks again in the 6th round, 69th pick, and then 705 at the 81st pick. So, yeah.
I'm gonna be very busy.
Yes, you are.
But I mean, I got all these picks because I noticed I didn't really do a good job last year, so I was like, okay, I pushed all my chips in the 2023 season, made it to the fantasy championship game, came up short, try to run with the same team with a couple of different players again. Come to realize that the age is starting to affect my team overall, so I didn't have really a good year last year, so I figured it was time to go ahead and hit the reset button now. So that's the reason why I'm going to be pretty busy. Oh, and in 2026, I also got 2 first round picks as well.
For some reason, ever since I clicked on that software, it keeps kicking my earpiece off. I don't understand why. I might end up having to change out to headsets. I don't know. But,
Right.
all right,
You're
guys. I'm so sorry. We're going through a live draft today.
you're on the board, by the way.
I know. I see him on the board, and I'm sitting here fiddling around. Let me see, who do I want?
You have a minute.
I got him. So I went with Cam Scattaboo at the 15th pick for a reason. I need running backs, and I'm hoping he'll be a trigger. So, which that's not really a bad pick, I don't think, at the 15th pick. What do you think?
No, that's pretty good.
That's 202. So right now on the board, we had Ashton Jitney 101, Cam Ward 102, Travis Hunter 103, Hampton 104, McMillan 105, Trevion Henderson 106, Abuka 107, Jackson Dart 108, Quinshawn Junkins went to Devion, Sanders 110, Warren 111, Carter the 112, Harvey the 113, and then Caleb Johnson went the 201, and then the 202 I took Cam Scattaboo. Colston Loveland went off at the 203, and now we're on the 204, which will be interesting to see who goes there.
Yeah, so I'm basically going by with what's the best valuable player, but also my team needs. So that's the reason why I went tight end, and then I went Carter because I know what some people might think that's early, but I knew he wasn't going to come to me later on, and I wanted to get him out of the way because I really need defensive line help. So now I got to make a decision, and I know if I wait any longer, it's not going to happen.
Before you make that decision, at the 204 went Higgins, wide receiver to Houston. So that's a good pickup at the 204.
Right.
There's still a lot of great players still out there to grab. I mean, this class is pretty tight. I mean, for like at least top 44 players out there. I mean, the first 44 picks are worthwhile, I think. Yep, you went with Beck, wide receiver for the Raiders.
I was battling my demons on either getting
Trey Harris, 206. And why was you battling your demons? Go ahead and explain.
because so I also, and yes, I know this isn't the best quarterback prospect area, but like I said, I'm rebuilding, and I really thought about shooting for a guy in this round. I don't want to say his name because then you might take him later on down the road, but I also was thinking about getting blue too, which just got off the board, which is fine.
Yeah, I was hoping he was still there in the third round, but I can see
I
that didn't happen.
I got aging wide receivers too, so those were one of my top needs was receiver, and I think I did a pretty good job with getting McMillan and then Beck.
Yeah, I'm hoping there's a few other players left when it comes around to me at the 302 that would be nice to go on my team. Right now, I'm happy with what I got. I think that was my biggest scare was once I gave up the 104. Because I'll tell you right now, at the 104, I would have probably picked Trevion Henderson. It wouldn't have probably landed the way it landed for you. I picked him over Quinshon Junkins.
Well,
So
I did pick him over Quinchon Junkins, so
yes, you did. Because right after you picked him, Quinshon Junkins didn't go off until the 109. So that was a shocker. I figured he'd be off. I really thought the team after that would have picked him, but he didn't. And he's thinking about who he's picking next. Oh man.
he's using all that time.
Yeah, he's drafting, but he's thinking about it. I like that Saunders went in the first round. That's someone bold. He was live picking that. That wasn't a auto draft. He live picked
No,
Saunders.
he definitely picked that one.
Luther Burden. Wow. Okay. Oh well, he's auto, but I mean, he's picking stuff that ain't off the top of the list either, is he? I don't know. I need to look at that. If he's already got like Q lined up or something, because I mean, he got a pretty good pick for the 109.
Right.
My poor self don't get to pick until the 302, which is pick 28. So I'm just hoping my guy survives until then. So far, it looks like he is there, but I still got several picks before that, so it's kind of scary.
Right.
Jalen Walker, the first defensive guy, went off.
No. I had the first defensive guy. Thank you.
Oh, did I miss it? Let me go back.
Yeah, but look at the 112, please, good sir.
112. Oh, you had a trade pick. Oh, you got Abdul Carter. I'm sorry. I forgot that wasn't you. Someone traded for that pick and you had that pick.
Yep.
Jalen Milroe. No way, guys. Really? Okay. That's someone that loves a
so
Jalen Milroe.
so I was gonna try to wait until I thought my next pick in the third round I thought would have been a good spot for him because in a third round for a backup quarterback in the super flex that could potentially take the job depending on how well Sam Darnold does or not. I thought it was good value, but somebody else was a bigger fan than I was, so I'm just gonna have to go with a different route then, I guess.
So
Because
another one, Switzenwinger got drafted. I'm sorry, guy, man.
hey, that's a linebacker.
Yeah, he's a linebacker.
That's
Cleveland.
what he was on my list, but he was on my list, but I'm not like
Oh,
super.
he took my quarterback. Ah, that's
He
fine.
he uh he wasn't on the he was on my list, but linebackers is not like the super needy
Well,
position
see,
I
I
need.
wasn't going to try to grab Will Howard until 306, but I guess I got to grab him now. Because
Well,
he already done.
you know what? I guess I just ain't gonna worry about a quarterback this draft because there ain't no way in hell I'm getting Dylan Gabriel.
Why not?
Not in the third round. No, I could get somebody a little bit that might have a little bit more better starting than him.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Like this guy, if he's still around, that I'm about to nab up.
Well, see, I'm sore on quarterback, so I had to pull a quarterback in there. I didn't pick
I
him
kind of,
because he pulled
I kind
Ohio
of am
State.
too. I kind of
Yeah.
am too. But you know what? I got 2 first rounders, and if I wind up sucking this year, I can just be up there in the first 4 or 5 because our quarterback position next year's draft is supposed to be a lot better than this year. What you gonna do? Oh, we got a defensive lineman.
Oh, you're on the pit board here. Let's see what you grab.
Yep, yep. I am, and I can't pass up this guy. I thought about it. I've been looking at it. I can't pass up him because I really like him.
Well, I'm going to shock everybody, but I think this is about the time I should pick this guy. And actually, he is considered the best on the list right now. So really,
So, so,
in
so
alignment.
did you like my pick?
Yes, I like your pick. Starks, definitely. That was one of the guys I had on my list that I was going to
Oh,
try to grab right now, but you already grabbed him. So I went with my next option, which I was going to get in the third round, and that was
Mason Taylor.
Mason Taylor. I was gunning for him, a good tight end. Um, and the location, he went to the Jets. The Jets need a tight end. I think he's going to do great there. Coughlin ain't that great. I mean, this guy
Uh,
going to the
he's
spot.
he's projected already as the number one, so I think you got a pretty good pick.
Yeah. So to help me out on my next pick, since I ain't competing against you,
Okay.
I got 5 more goes before me. But what I'm looking at is another running back. I don't want Dylan Sampson because he's playing behind Quinshawn Junkins and that whole group. But I'm kind of interested about Ollie Gordon and Jordan James. Them two right there kind of like catch me. Like I want both of them.
So, would you like my opinion on which one you should go for?
Yes.
I really think you should go for Jordan James. And the reason why I say that is because as good as CMC is, there's a history of him getting hurt.
Mm.
And then right in front of Jordan James would be Isaac Guerrero, which would be him versus Jordan James in training camp. So basically, in my opinion, I would definitely go for Jordan James. But I mean, because Ollie Gordon, I mean, 2 years ago was amazing. But then, like last year, something happened. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure what, but something happened that was very unexpected. But I like Jordan James due to the fact that CMC can always get hurt, and then once that happens, it's a running back committee, and then it's going to be who's got the hot hand. So, like just like Jordan Mason last year, he had the hot hand. They stuck with him.
Yes, that's where I'm at. It's like what happened to Ollie. I'm not sure, and then I'm excited the fact that this guy could come out and really kind of like just control
Right.
the room if McCaffrey gets hurt. So I mean, he'd
Exactly.
be a
And then
great running back.
and last year and like last year, we saw Jordan James. They had a bunch of we didn't know who the backup was going to be, but then we had a bunch with Jordan Mason. He was the hot hand, so Shanahan stuck with him
All
until
right.
CMC came back a couple of games or later on in the year.
Yep. So I think you kind of helped me make that decision.
Yeah, and don't
I'm gonna go with Jordan James. I feel more comfortable with that. So in my third round picks, I picked up Will Howard at the 302. Then at the 306, I got Mason Taylor. And in the 312, I picked up Jordan James. Yeah, Jordan James. So, yeah, I'm pretty good with them picks right there. Now,
I
here
think
I
some
am. Go
did,
ahead.
did, did somebody pick Jordan James or
No,
did you pick him?
I did.
Okay, I can't.
That was me.
Oh, wonderful! I'm glad you got him.
Yeah. So I don't have a pick at all in the fourth round. You got 2 of them. So I'm not going to talk about who I hope still are on the list after that
So
pick.
since we're not competing, since you're not in
Yeah.
the fourth round, let's talk about what I want to get.
All right.
Okay, so I still have 100 people queued up. And so what I did is I looked at our lads and I looked at the projections of all these rookies and where they got them right now since, I can't wait and do it since your draft is today. So I was like, I got to do whatever what they got projected as a depth chart now. So a lot of them, obviously, I put first string players that are going to be starting first. But now, since a lot of them are starting to get picked off. Now I'm getting to like the second string guys who are the backups since we're getting the later rounds who are the backups, but could possibility make room because of either injury or just because they play better. I didn't really do third stringers because they're going to be on the waiver wire. If one of them busts out, I can battle for the fab. So, but there is one player one linebacker that I got on my list that I know is a first stringer. There's a bunch of other first stringers of defensive backs too, but since I already got Malik starts, that's not my number one priority. So I was looking into on the defensive side. I was thinking about getting Nick Martin, the linebacker that's for San Francisco,
Ooh.
because he got drafted because uh other than Fred Warner, they don't they let a lot of their defensive players go. The 49ers let a lot of their players go. So they drafted him, and he is projected to be inside the middle inside linebacker, like right beside Fred Warner. So I thought about grabbing him from the defensive side, which would booster up my linebacking core. So now I could go in different directions. I got 2 first round picks. I could take a shot. My thing is, I see what if this fourth round pick and you needed a quarterback in the fourth round, would you take a shot at Dylan Gabriel?
No, I wouldn't take a shot at Dylan Gabriel through this entire draft.
Okay, well, see, that's how I am. But there's another player in Cleveland that I might take a chance on, and he's not going to probably do anything this year unless somebody gets hurt. But I thought about getting the tight end Harold Fannin from Cleveland because I know David Njoku's there, but he's getting older and he could get hurt, which would have a perfect opportunity for Harold Fannin.
Oh
But
yeah,
he's,
I like that. I like that pick right there. Harold
but
Fanning.
but I did also get Tyler Warren in the first round.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do, since I got another pick just literally not too far behind me, I'm going to pick my linebacker. I'm going to
Ooh, I like that.
so now I'm back on the board. So let me ask you this:
Mm-hmm.
what do you think about Shamir Dyke, the wide receiver that got drafted to Tennessee? Because they got Calvin Ridley and they have who else they got?
That's the question. So when you saying that right there just tells me that's why his collateral is, as you can see in the rankings, is slowly everywhere climbing. Is the
I,
fact of what they have in the wide receiver room, and I mean it's.
I think I'm gonna take a shot on him. I
I
got I
would.
got I got more picks except for in the fifth round, but I got more picks later on. I can get whatever else. I'm gonna take a shot on him because
You know,
because you got Calvin Ridley and you got this first rounder. What's his name? He was a first rounder, but wound up is right now starting to be chalked up as a bust. I forgot his name. Traylon Burks. So, he was a first rounder, but, he's not really doing what he was supposed to be doing as a first
right?
rounder. So, my thing is, I think there's an opportunity for this young man to get a spot in this wide receiving core. So, in the fourth round, we're getting to the nitty gritty at this point with backups. So, you know what? Not now. It's time to take chances.
Right. And that's exactly right. And before we get too far along, I want to kind of name off since I did the round one. I want to get round two called out real quick. Um, Caleb Johnson went to 2-1. Ken Scattaboo, the 202. Colston Loveland, the 2-3. Jaden Higgins, 2-4. Bach, 2-5. Trey Harris, 2-6. Jada Blue, 2-7. Matthew Golden, 2-8. Luther Burden, 2-9. Tolton, 2-10. Walker, 2-11. Milrow, 2-12. And Switzenberger, 13. And then I guess we're finishing up the fourth round, so I'm behind. Tyler Soule went 301. Will Howard, I got him at 302. Williams went at 303. And then Williams also, what is that? Who is that? Mark
Mm-hmm.
went at the 304. Starks went at 305. Taylor went at the 306. Campbell 307. Mason Graham 38. Terrence Ferguson 39. Noel 310. Bryant 311. Jordan James, who I picked up at 312. David Neal 313. Now we're caught up to the fourth round. Huh. Knight went at the 401. Memorial went at 4-2. Giddings went at the 4-3. Dylan Sampson went at the 4-4. Nick Martin went at the 4-5. Royals went at the 4-6. And then you talking about who you were talking about, you got Dyke at the 4-7. And then Joshua Hunter went at the 4-8. Barron went at the 4-9. Aurora went at the 410, and then Harold Fanning 411, Mario at 412, and someone sitting on their 413. This will be the last 13th pick. We give away extra prizes for picks. So we give away the 113. The 213 was given to a team that was a new owner, but they were dead last year, so we gave them an extra pick. 313 and then the 413 all can be won. So this will be the last 13th pick, and then it'll all go to just 12 picks. It's like it's an auto draft.
Yeah, Derek will be an auto draft.
Oh, he was drafted initially. So that's Horton picked up. Well, I know why he picked initially. He got Abuka, Jaden Blue, and Campbell, and then he's like, I'm good. Or no, none of them are his picks.
Nope. That's the reason why he's auto drafting, because he ain't got no picks.
Well, starting off the fifth round, Helms went. Oh, I'm on the clock. It's my job now.
It is.
All right. So I'm going to go to all. I already have an idea who I want it, and he's still available. And there's really nothing can convince me any different. So I'm going to pick the guy from Rashard Smith going to Kansas City. I just like him. He was a former wide receiver that crossed over to a running back.
That is a sleeper pick, in my opinion.
And that's my opinions, too. Opinions, whatever word that I just used. Woo! All right. So everything I'm picking right now is not because I'm trying, like the first pick, when I picked it, I picked the best of the best, but I did need a running back. And I thought Cam Scattaboo, it was either Matthew Gordon or Cam Scattaboo. I took Cam Scattaboo.
Hey, you remember when the fourth round was my round? Well, the fifth round is your round.
Yeah. I know I got one more before me. But just to let you guys know why I'm not concentrating on any wide receivers for my team is I have Marvin Harris, DJ Moore, Garrett Wilson, McLaurin, which I know is old, Dortch, Woods, Pierce, Atwell, and then Luke McCaffrey. But that ain't the stars of it. You could tell who the stars were when you just named Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, Marvin Harris. I mean, that's and McLaurin. I mean, my wide receiver room is not that bad compared to my running back. My running back room, I have Chase Brown, David Montgomery, J.K. Dobbins, Zach Charbonnet, Pierce, Algira, and Esteem.
So I really needed wide receivers. That's the reason why I've been kind of wide receiver heavy in this one. So here's my brightest one I have was last year when I drafted Brian Thomas Jr.
Oh yeah.
I will finish my list off though and let you make your pick.
Well, I already know who I'm picking. So let me make sure he's still available. And he is. I am picking that Texan boy. And he was a former Ohio State guy. I'm grabbing another quarterback to put on the taxi squad. That's what taxi squad is for, to kind of bolster up a room that could possibly fill up. And the reason why I went for him, even though he went to Miami, he's not going to start this year. It will be Tua. And Tua will probably play good this year and next year unless something happens. But if anything happens, this is the next guy up. And I think he's capable of being an NFL quarterback.
So If you want to name these two names real quick, I'll finish my horror story of a wide receiving room.
Yeah, so I'll just run through this real quick. Helm at the 5'1", Bashard Smith 5'2", Jane Smith, not Jane Smith, Lane at the 5'3", Green at the 5'4", Urings at the 5'5", ETN at 5'6", Pierce at the 5'7", and yes, the next one's not even picked for the 5th round. Tell us about your running back room horror.
So my wide receiving room horror, the best bright spot I have was Brian Thomas Jr. I drafted him last year in the 2nd round. But then other than that, I got Grandpa Adam Thielen.
But he still has another year, man.
I have Stephon Diggs, who is up in there in age, and I'm not really sure how he's gonna do in New England. Then I got troublemaker and getting old in age Tyreek Hill, who fell off last year. Then I have this. I picked him up last year on the waivers. He was a rookie last year, but this year his first year. Jordan Winnington. He's a wide receiver for the Rams. I picked him up when he was doing pretty good last year. But then I got Hollywood Brown, Jalen Tolbert, Keyshawn Butte, and yeah, that is my horror story. So that's the reason why I've got McMillan, Beck, and then taking a chance on Dyke, getting some youth in my wide receiving room.
Yeah, well, you just improved your tight end room by picking up Warren.
Oh yes, sir, I did because
I see that.
I have Mike Gesicki and Theo Johnson and Kate Otten and Luke Musgrave.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So I needed to upgrade it. It was my 2nd top tier. I needed it in position in Dynasty. My guy still ain't off the board yet, so I'm good.
Yeah, I'm surprised you only got 3 running backs. I did not realize that. You got Jonathan Taylor, Shade White, and Warren. You need a running back up.
Well, that's the reason why I drafted Travion Henderson.
Oh, that makes sense now. I see that. Trevor, yeah, you got him. That's a good pick.
Yeah, that's the reason why I picked him up.
Don't worry, I'll be releasing some running backs coming up. I finally released Zeke Elliott this year on all my teams.
Oh, good.
Yes, I was that guy that held on to him until this year. This year is when I had to put him out and say goodbye.
Hey, I got Jalen Warren too.
Oh yeah,
and he's right now. I know they got basically Arthur Smith loves to have a committee running back, so him and Caleb Johnson are going to get theirs.
I might need to look at some defensive players. I've kind of just kind of left them undone. But then, I mean, I didn't struggle with defense last year. I don't think. I'm looking at the team right now. I mean, Henry Tutu, he did really well. Raquan Smith is dominating still. Hendricks, if he plays, he's good. DLs, I have Murphy. Yeah, I might need to pick up some DLs. I'm a little bit weak on the DLs, but a lot of them linebackers I just rigged to play DLs too. Mm-hmm. Defensive end, I'm look pretty good on it. I got Petrie, Davis, Porter, Gardner Johnson. Oh, I have Wilkins as a DL. He's good, and so is Woonham. So yeah, I got a decent D. Yeah. I mean, I'm mainly focusing on my offensive this year, just trying to brush up positions I need to strengthen, I think.
Right.
So to finish off that 5th round after ETN and Pierce, you had Mukaba went at the 5'8", Ezekiel went at the 5'9", Arestero went off at the 5'10", Tesla.
Yeah, you got to say it, Tesla.
Yeah, that guy ain't gonna probably get a catch at Detroit, but okay.
Oh, come on now.
He don't spread the ball that much.
He's got to get He's got to give Amara St. Brown and Jameson Williams a rest every once in a while.
And then Stewart went at the 512. And everybody's going to look at this draft board and they're going to see all these kickers that went off in the 114 and stuff like that. They're pre-picks. That's the fillers for like giving out extra rounds.
I'm glad you told me that because I'm going to have to spend some money on one.
Yeah, no, this year I didn't usually what I do is I take the lowest rate kickers and start with them and work my way up. This year we only had 10 coming out at all. And I needed 10. I thought when I first counted it, I thought I was going to have to grab a low end tight end or a low end wide receiver to fill in one of them gaps. Watts just went off at the defensive back 6'1".
So you're on the board.
I'm on the board.
Yep.
Well, I wasn't going to pick them earlier, but this being this late in the round, I'll go ahead and grab them. Because basically all I'm going to do is put them on my bench in the taxi squad. Ollie Gordon.
So you basically you got two of your guys that you were talking about.
Yep. And Ollie, I was worried about. I didn't know what was going on with him, and I was kind of afraid to pick him. But, yeah, you got Devon, A-Chain, and all them guys there in Miami. But if Ollie showed any of what he showed before and just had a chance, it would change the whole perspective.
Right.
So going into the 6th round, it kind of gets boring once you get past the 5th, I think. But no, the 6th gets interested too because it's like.
Not me. I still have 82 players on queue.
Well, I still have a few on queue.
Good job.
I only get 2 more picks. I get the 701 and the 702. So I pick at the 77th and the 78th. Now you're going to be picking. You already picked at 6. No, you're on the clock right now. 605 pick. 69th pick of the 69 pick.
That's my favorite number. All right. So we are going to go with. Oh, of course, that guy picked him. I was gonna get Hartman, but I see that he picked him real quick. So now I got to make one more pit stop to see if I want this guy or not real quick. Which at this point, actually, I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna do it for you. I'm gonna do it for you.
Do it for me.
I like this guy a lot too.
Oh, I was hoping he stayed on the board till the 701. How dare you? How dare you? Oh, I thought it was too far down there. That happened. Oh my God. No, I sat there and debated it, and I said, I have my other guy on my list. He's there, so I go ahead and take him. Jack Sawyer will be there because no one's looking at him. No one's thinking about my man. And there I had someone on the other side just sneaking a peek. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'm sorry. He was there. He was on my list.
So let's just talk about the 6th round so I get this off my head. Watts went at 6'1", Gordon went at 6'2", Horn went at 6'3", Harmon went at 6'4", and then you take my man Sawyer at 6'5", Marks, running back, at 6'6", Gadsden, tight end, pretty good pickup, 6'7", Brooks, Cincinnati, don't think he's going to get to touch it much, 6'8". I can't believe someone actually picked up Dylan Gabriel. Nothing against Dylan Gabriel. I think he's a great guy, other than he played for Oregon. Yeah, I don't think he's going to cut it in the NFL. I'm sorry. It's a blessing that he made it. Good for him, and hopefully he does well. 6'9", and I should just shut up because I could never make it that far like he did. But it is just my opinion. I just would not waste my draft pick.
Hey, this is our job.
Yeah, to criticize you guys. What did Nick Saban say? We're grown men with underwear sitting in the basement. That is some truth to that.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not telling you. See, you only notice I stood up to show you my shirt.
Yeah. So yeah, you gave me the wonderful idea, and I wanted him anyways. So I was like, you know what? You don't need him.
All right. So another running back at 6'10", and who are we waiting on? Daly. He is now picking at the 123 or 123, 6'11". Believe we're at auto now. No one's really jumping for the set because I mean you get what you get.
So I'm competing with you right now. So it depends on what position you get before I even say anything. Because I'm kind of swinging between two players right now. I'm swinging between two players right now. All right, I think I'm.
I already got my 701 as long as you don't take them.
Is it a defensive player?
No.
Oh, mine's a defensive player. I'm looking at two positions in defense. Come on! All right, I know who I'm getting.
Yeah, so right now the thing has a lot of running backs ranked higher. Well, now it's the wide receivers for overall best for the ADP average draft position.
Got my defensive player.
I mean, there's still a lot of good name wide receivers out there. It's just honestly where they got drafted, people ahead of them. It'd be hard to believe this year they'd get their opportunity. Not saying they wouldn't, because you do have them Tyreek Hills of the world that come out and they get their day and they get their day quick. But I honestly don't, and you never know when you get them. But I don't see them in this group. I mean, I don't see the Cooper. I don't see it.
I mean, I do have some still on my list, but that was like depending because like I said, I went first string and second string, and I got a pretty big list, but it's only because of depending on how the draft was going to go. So,
All right, so I got the 701, and Nolan just went off the board at the 612. I am picking up, even though he's listed as a QB currently. We all know that they have already said in OTAs he's been working with the wide receivers.
you going?
I am picking up Tommy Millett.
Okay. That's a wild card pick right there.
Yes, it is.
He's
But I believe.
he's on my list. I have him on my list.
Well, remember Edelman came out as a quarterback.
I've had him on my list. Like I said, I looked into him, and at first I read it too. I was like, quarterback. I was like, but then I was reading his news and stuff, and it was like, oh, he ran quick releases and routes and stuff. I was like, what? Quarterback running routes? So what? And then I read more, and it was like, oh, he converted to a receiver, and I was like, oh, you know what? Just because of that news, I'm going to add him to the list.
And I think this year I went a little bit heavy on the running backs. Sorry, folks. I'm trying to pull out things in the air that I think it could possibly happen. And yes, there was a running back that I had late in the 7th round that I believe is, if not a sleeper this year, he will definitely come out next year. And I'm hoping it happens. And that is Kayla Mullins to Tennessee. He played at Michigan.
All right, so one of my defensive players went off, so I definitely know who I'm getting now. All right, it's time for my final pick.
Yeah,
and I'm going with one of the good defensive backs, and he was a first stringer from what I saw on our lads. So I'm gonna take a chance, and I'm gonna take Will Johnson. Overall, I've had a dip a couple of times in my plan, but looking at the guys that I picked, I honestly feel like this is a good start of a rebuild.
Yeah, I mean, and that's how I feel about mine. I'm trying to focus on certain positions, and they're my weak positions currently, in my opinion. And that's mainly, I think I'm not that bad at tight end, but I still went for a tight end, just to kind of help out the room a little bit. But I think I needed to focus on running backs and quarterbacks, and I picked up one questionable mark wide receiver, even though he's listed as a quarterback, because I believe he's a deep sleeper. That's just how my mind thought. I wanted some of them defensive players, but I didn't have enough picks to go around. And at this point in time, this is where I think my team was failing last year. If you look at all the games I lost, it was them rooms that lost it. I struggled. Yeah, I had the Jaden Daniels, but that's all I had. The Minshews and the other guys, they weren't cutting it. I mean, there wasn't enough for me to win. So I struggled. So now when you look at my quarterback room, I have Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels. I have Sam Howell and Aiden O'Connell, which Sam Howell maybe will get a starting position, maybe never get a starting position. And then I have Aiden. He's just going to be there because I don't think they're not going to put him. He's a filler. That's what he is. It's the best he's ever going to be is a backup. My running back room is on a border edge of completely failing. Everybody's going to fall out sooner or later. J.K. Dobbins can't stay healthy, and Zach does great, but I have to be patient for the other guy to get hurt. So it's like I can't play him until the other one goes down. It's like, and Chase Brown, I held on to him for 2 years, and I almost gave up on him. And I'm glad I didn't because he finally pulled it out of the bag last year. And David Montgomery, he's now on his last in and out. Since any given day, they're going to replace him. I don't think they'll ever go Sol Gibbs, but I just feel like the Montgomery is sooner or later going to tatter off. And when it tatters off, I'm going to feel the hurt. And Algier, he's always been shackled. Year before, the only year he wasn't shackled, he did great. And that's the reason why I picked him up. And I've been holding on to him ever since. And since then, he's been shackled. So our irrelevant, Mr. Irrelevant, is Robinson, linebacker that went to Denver. Picked at 7-12. So in the 7th round, you had Millette, which I picked at 7-1. Get the mic closer to me so you can hear me. Mullins at 7-2. Scorton, 7-3. Tamolia, 7-4, Johnson 7-5, Stutzman 7-6, Harrison 7-7, Martinez 7-8, Cody Simon, there you go, another Ohio State guy, 7-9 linebacker, Williams wide receiver, went to Green Bay, 7-10. Got a lot of Williams that came out, different ones. Hudson 7-11 wide receiver. Hey, there's a shot in that room. Carolina's an open door. I mean, all you got to do is show up and do your job, and you got the job.
Right.
I mean, there's no argument. Green Bay, you got to fight. Williams going to Green Bay. There's already a good set of wide receivers there. You got to come proving yourself. Robinson, a linebacker, is pretty decent. Denver's Denver now. I mean, Peyton's there. I mean, I don't know what to say. I honestly believe we're going to see them win another Super Bowl soon. I just don't know when. Yes, I'm giving them that much credit. But I also have Cincinnati winning one. I have them winning one. And now I had this weird thought in my head that just for all the naysayers that the New York Jets win it with Justin Fields. But that's a little sarcasm.
Oh, my God. Oh, no.
Woo! Got them Jets fans fired up. They're going, oh my God, he
no.
just said it.
Oh, no.
Because
Yeah,
I
you
know
did say it.
we Pittsburgh went and picked up shit, I can't even talk right. I'm slobbering on myself because I want to say his name, Aaron Rodgers. But Aaron Rodgers went to Pittsburgh. I mean, oh my God, my head's blown up.
Yeah.
But hey, at the end of the day, what am I? I'm fly, Eagles, fly, baby. That just tells you why I'm so messed up in the head. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
So I had a conversation with someone in the league. They go, they wanted me to trade Jaden Daniels, and they threw me a good, healthy trade. It was fair. It wasn't nothing that I jumped up for joy, clapped my hands, and said, yay. But it was a fair trade, hands down, fair trade. But I told him my man was Jaden Daniels. He called me a traitor, which could, yeah, because in real life, if we're talking to like fan level and I'm in a stadium and I said that, I probably wouldn't walk out even if I had my Philly jersey on. I mean, I have to use a little bit of common sense when I speak. So, I mean, thank God I don't go out in the public too often. So,
Yeah, that's true.
I still can't wait to get to Dallas. I already got it planned out. I got my Eagles shirt ready. I got my little hat that says "Go Jerry."
Well, I'll be praying for you.
I'm going to take that tour. I'm going to wear them things. And now I don't know how it's going to turn out. Hopefully they'll just be nice because I got my family with me. But I don't know how Dallas fans really are, so I'll find out.
Well, I don't know. We're not as crazy as Philly fans, but then again, that rivalry is pretty damn hot. So, there's no telling.
Yeah, so that was a fun draft. That was 7 rounds. Sorry about the technical issues we had at the beginning. I did a reset up here at the house. I'm not sure what I did wrong with the certain settings, but I'll still be able to make everything work. So there was a little kind of like a little distraction, but everything was good. So we got one more draft coming up. Well, we got a couple coming up. We've got quite a bit coming up because we're not just going to be doing drafts. We're also going to be doing other things. I think me and Austin will probably try to do some best ball drafts and things like that too, just to get out there so you guys can see what's going on. It's getting closer. OTAs are happening. Everything's flying around fast. It is a very exciting time in football. This is a little early, like I said, for a draft, but it's also fun doing it early because we're all taking a gamble. These guys could be practice team guys tomorrow.
Yep.
Saunders could be the starter for the Browns, but I'm not saying that. But if you're holding on Pickens and thinking Pickens is your dream, let me
Oh
tell you
my
something, my
God.
friend.
Oh,
It's
oh
not going
my
to happen.
God. Oh my God.
Well, let's just be
Oh
honest. I mean,
no.
we don't need to lie about it. I mean,
All right. You're really getting everyone riled up now.
yeah, I'm not ever going to tell you what was really in that glass, even though it was clear. But I'm feeling good right now.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sure.
Talking that smack. All right. Like we always say, don't forget to hit the like button. Please don't forget to subscribe. And what do you always say?
Make sure you share because sharing is caring.
That's right. Share it is caring.